Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth. I am a 37-year-old attorney living in the DC area with my husband. And for today's video, I am going to be reviewing the Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer and CC Cream in One. So this is a relatively new launch from Jason Wu. I did a video, I think it might have been February of 2021, where I kind of reviewed some of the initial launches, but he has finally come out with a complexion product. So this is available for sale at Target, where a lot of his products are, and also on the Jason Wu website. So I know right now for Memorial Day, they are running a 30% off site-wide sale. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to get this video up in time for you to take advantage of that sale, but he does have sales periodically, so just be aware of that. So I think this normally retails for $19.99. It is currently $14 on the Jason Wu website, however, so I think that is the 30% off price. And it comes in 12 different shades. I have the lightest shade, which is shade 01. And this is supposed to be very fair neutral, so we'll see how that looks in a moment. Shade 2, for reference, is Fair Cool Peach, and shade number 3 is Light Neutral Golden. So I should have the full shade range up on the screen so you can take a look to see if there's a shade that looks like it might work for you. So on the website it says, a beautiful couple destined to be together, tinted moisturizer and CC cream. They're kind of interchangeable terms, really. Infused with vitamin B3, so that's niacinamide, to reduce redness, vitamin E to hydrate and soothe your skin, and goji berry extract to even skin tone and promote younger looking skin. And it says why Jason loves it. So it says, I think there's a lot of very pigmented product out there, but this isn't one. This moisturizer is really focused on enhancing your natural beauty in a way that still feels super glamorous. And for application tips, it says apply with clean fingertips and blend well. This sheer color correcting moisturizer can be worn under foundation or on its own. So that's really interesting. And the first few ingredients are water and dimethicone. So they say it is also clean beauty, whatever that means to you. So it's formulated without propyl parabens, butyl parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde, formaldehyde donors, oxybenzone, SLES, hydroquinone, triclosan, triclocarbon, BHA, BHT. It looks like it is also gluten-free, cruelty-free, and vegan. Okay, so I think that is all you really might want to know, but I will have a link down below if you want to take another look. So for the first step of the application, I'm going to apply my sunscreen. This is the Clinique SPF 30 Mineral Sunscreen Fluid for Face. I'm not sure if they've discontinued this particular product. They might just have like an SPF 50, which I'm getting to the end of this one. Okay, so with the sunscreen applied, I am going to use a corrector under my eyes. This is usually what I do before foundation. I do have pretty significant dark circles because I'm so fair. This isn't, like the website says, supposed to be a high coverage product, but I think this corrector kind of blends in well enough to my skin tone where I can put kind of a lighter coverage concealer on top and it doesn't look too obvious. So okay, so for the actual tinted moisturizer type product, I have swatched this, but I haven't worn it all over the face. So it comes in a nice kind of sleek tube like so, and just make sure I give it a good shake just in case. So I'll swatch a little bit. It has a nice little nozzle type applicator. So that is the texture. I'd say that's definitely more on the CC cream side as opposed to like the tinted moisturizer in terms of texture. If you wanted to, I'm sure you could do the thing where you squeeze it directly onto the face, but for whatever reason, I like to dispense it onto my hand. Okay, so I'll do half my face to start with. And as far as the color goes, so I think there's only 12 shades, and the shade description, especially compared to the other shades, would be the closest I think that would work for me. If you have fairer skin than I do, or if you have kind of more yellow leaning skin, I'm not sure if this shade would be a great match for you. So I think it does work for me, in part because it is kind of a more sheer type product, but I don't know that I would describe it as being neutral, especially kind of compared to a lot of brands and how they classify neutral. For me, this is kind of more pinky peach looking. So I think almost what a lot of brands would classify as being cool toned. Be interesting to see how this swatches compared to the next shade up. Okay, so that is the shade with the product, and that is the shade without. I mean, you can definitely kind of see my freckles still. I think it does help even out the skin tone, takes down some of the redness. Definitely has a pretty kind of dewy application. You know, a sunscreen usually will, I'm gonna take a little bit more out. So I just put that much more. I might be using a little bit more product than they would recommend. It didn't say anything about kind of building up the coverage, but it's not really meant to be a super high coverage product. I'd say fingers work well, but yeah, I think I was saying that sunscreens typically do add a bit of kind of dewiness to the skin, especially mineral sunscreens, and you always want to wear your sunscreen. I'm a little surprised actually that they didn't put, I'm just gonna take what's left on my hand here, that they didn't put sunscreen in this product, but in a way it's good because A, you don't want people to rely on a cosmetics product for their sunscreen because usually they're not going to use enough, or if they do use enough, it can be a little bit cakey looking depending on the product. And there's also a lot of sensitivities to certain types of sunscreens, especially chemical sunscreens. I always try to avoid avobenzone. I know some people try to avoid oxybenzone. So there's really no kind of one size fits all sunscreen, especially for chemical sunscreen. All right, so I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild concealer in the shade Fair Beige. Try and use this Angie Hot and Flashy brush again. This is the A506 little slanted concealer brush. I have filmed a video hauling some brushes that I got recently and kind of showing you how I use them, but that one is going to be a beast to edit, so I'm kind of procrastinating on it a little bit. Okay, so I think, you know, that all kind of looks good together. Okay, so I'm quickly going to throw some Benefit Gimme Brow in. Okay, and then I wanted to show you how it looks when it's powdered. I think on me, going into the summer, I definitely want some powder. So I think I'm gonna use the LYS powder, and I'm gonna set the under eyes, first of all. And then use this big kind of fluffy brush that I got from Ipsy. Maybe I'll just start with half my face. Okay, so that is the powdered side. Let's see, unpowdered. I think it has set down a little bit while I've been talking. And I do have dry skin, so this LYS powder is pretty, I think, forgiving to dry skin. Okay, so I will give you maybe the before and after. Okay, so I am going to hop off camera, do the rest of my face, and I will be back to give you kind of my initial thoughts It's about 1:30 now, so I should be able to get in at least maybe a 9 or 10 hour wear test for this one, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Okay, so for the rest of the makeup, I kept it pretty simple. I think I might need to replace that Gimme Brow. But yeah, I used the Gucci bronzer. A lot of the other makeup I use is kind of on the high end, so just what I was feeling. So I did kind of a monochromatic look using the Divine Rose collection from Pat McGrath. So I used her blush and the lip gloss from that collection. I just have the small one, and also the Divine Rose palette. Oops, like so. So I think I used Veloria, that one in the crease. I used Skin Show Nude all over, and then Love Lace on the outer corner. That was pretty much it. I didn't use any liner today. I was just feeling kind of a more easy look. So that is the initial application. Again, it's about 1:48 now. And like I said, it's pretty low coverage, but I think, you know, my skin does look a little bit more polished, a little bit more evened out. You can still definitely see freckles and things coming through. I didn't really spot conceal anything. I have a few kind of blemishes that are healing. I might go ahead and cover up this little one. Yeah, so far I'm liking how things are looking. I just added a little bit more powder with this brush, kind of in some more targeted spots, especially where I know my glasses are going to hit, that kind of thing. So I will be interested to see how this holds up over the course of the day. It is going to be quite warm out. It's already 88 degrees, but I will be spending, I think, most of the time indoors. So yeah, we'll see how this does. So that is it for now, and I'll check back with you guys later. All right, guys, so end of the night here. It is about 11:45, so I've had this on for at least 9 hours, and like I said, I did spend most of the day indoors, so I wasn't kind of faced with excessive heat or humidity. And I think it held up pretty well, so I haven't touched up at all other than to kind of rub my nose and my cheeks where my sunglasses were hitting, but otherwise I haven't really had to touch it. And I think I look a tad bit shiny, which I don't think is terrible for 9 hours in. As you saw, I did have sunscreen on underneath, which I think always kind of increases shine over the course of the day. And I do have dry skin, so if you have oily skin, it may not wear quite as well. I thought I might go ahead and touch up with a bit of powder though, so you can see kind of how that would look. I'd say my blush and maybe my bronzer has faded quite a bit, but again, for 9 hours, I don't think anything is looking terrible other than maybe this brow, which is being a little weird. Okay, so taking the same LYS powder as earlier, I'll just start by kind of powdering half my face. And this is a pretty kind of floofy brush, so it's not going to really pack on powder. So I think that definitely brought it back to a little bit more of kind of a, I guess, natural radiance as opposed to shine. If you do have oily skin, you may be kind of less tolerant towards that kind of appearance. But, you know, I think there are different types of powders and primers that you can pair this with to give you a more kind of matte appearance over the course of the day. So yeah, so I think this worked really well. I think honestly my chief complaint with this, it still feels pretty comfortable. Like, I am ready to wash my face off and go to bed, but it's not because the foundation is irritating my skin at all. I keep calling it a foundation, but the CC cream or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think my chief complaint would just be the shade match. And like I said, I think it is definitely workable, but it does, I think, lean a little pink or peach. So if you are really fair with a neutral complexion or even a yellow complexion, I would just be a little leery of that. I don't know if, I'm just reapplying my bronzer. I'm not sure what the return policy of the Jason Wu website is. I'm sure they have one. I know you can return things to Target. I've never tried to return kind of used cosmetics. So if you're concerned about the shade match, maybe just check that. And like I said, this is available in Target stores, but I don't think they have testers. But maybe if you can see it in person, that will give you a little bit of a better idea of the shade. So I think it still looks good. Let me zoom in a tad bit. Like I said, you can still see freckles and that kind of thing, but I don't think it's really settled into any wrinkles or anything in a weird way. Like, I think it does help to even out the skin tone. So I think this is a very solid drugstore type product. I say drugstore type because it is definitely on the high end of drugstore. I think my favorite like true drugstore product is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. So I haven't really compared these side by side, but this is a very kind of solid product. So if you want something more affordable than this, maybe you look at the Wet n Wild, because this is a really solid product that you can get for, I want to say this is like $6 or something. And if you do want to try out the Jason Wu, I don't know if Wet n Wild claims it's a clean brand, if that matters to you, but it is cruelty-free and vegan. If you do want to try out the Jason Wu though, I would say Target does have sales periodically on beauty or cosmetics, like you'll get $5 off of 20, that kind of thing. So if you are interested in this product, maybe just hold out until they do offer that kind of sale, or just wait until it's on sale on the Jason Wu website. So I think that is going to do it for this review. I'm not sure if it will go up in time for the last day of Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, but I did film it during that month, so if that counts for anything. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in this product, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Until next time, I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.